Detroit Lions are coming for first place in the NFC North as they take on the Green Bay Packers on Thursday Night Football to kick off Week 4, and they are out for blood. We all know the standings of the NFC North right now. The Lions are tied with Green Bay, sitting at 2-1, as the Vikings and Bears have a big fat donut and are 0-3. I kind of feel bad for the Vikings a bit. Just kidding. No, I don't. The Lions have been through their suffering, and the Vikings are essentially the new Lions the way they have been giving games away to the other team. The Lions heading into Lambeau Field to take on the Packers. These teams have played 187 times before. The Packers have 105 wins, the Lions 75. But more importantly, the Lions are on a 3-game win streak against the Packers after sweeping them and Aaron Rodgers last season. Fun fact, did you know that Aaron Rodgers' last completion in the NFL was to Kirby Joseph? For this game, I want the Lions to kill the Packers, and I think they can do it. I'm sure the Packers are out for revenge as the Lions knocked them out of the playoffs in Week 18 and took second place in the division from them. But the Packers for years have clowned on Detroit, have destroyed Detroit, have owned Detroit, and now it's time for the Lions to repay it back to them. I don't think it's crazy to say that the Lions are coming in hot. Big win against KC on Thursday Night Football in Arrowhead. Tough loss to Seattle, but bounced back with a decimation of the Atlanta Falcons, only allowing 6 points and under 50 total rushing yards from their strong rush-heavy offense. Jared Goff is on fire for the Lions. In just 3 games, he's 72 of 103 for just under a 70% completion rate, 819 yards, 5 touchdowns to 2 interceptions for a rating of 101.6. Oh my gosh. And then rookie Sam Laporta, looking like one of the best tight ends in the league right now. On 22 targets, has 18 receptions for 186 yards and a touchdown. Laporta is a beast, essentially just a built wide receiver, just takes down defenders after catching the ball. And then Jahmyr Gibbs started his first NFL game on Sunday and has been nothing but amazing. Still waiting on that first touchdown. I still want to see Gibbs on a 80-yard explosive run. Hopefully we get to see that against the Packers. That'd be extremely exciting. But 31 rush attempts for 139 yards so far with a 4.48 yards per carry. And Gibbs has been used a bit in the passing game, 13 targets for 10 receptions and 59 yards. He's essentially a wide receiver when he's out there, great hands. And I think his usage has been good. I agree with working him in slowly. I'm not someone who's upset about how much Gibbs has been getting the ball. Each game, he's looking better and better. And the last offensive player I'll highlight for the Lions, of course, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 28 targets for 21 receptions, 275 yards, back-to-back 100 receiving yard games, and a 75% catch rate. 75% catch rate. I wouldn't expect anything else from the greatest. Now, one thing to kind of keep your eye on is the Lions offensive line dealing with a few injuries right now. I'm not too worried about it, but it just seemed like during the middle section of the Atlanta game, Goff was under a bit more pressure than usual. However, it wasn't like that the whole game. But I do expect Jahmyr Gibbs to be the starter. Hopefully he has a big game, as Montgomery is still dealing with that thigh bruise. I don't think he'll play. Get him healthy, a long week off until week 5. Now, the matchup I am most excited about for the Thursday Night Football game is the Lions defense going up against Jordan Love and the Packers offense. Now, Jordan Love has been playing pretty good. He's been playing as good as I expected him to play. The Packers beat the Bears week 1, 38-20, Soldier Field. And some Packers fans after that game went a little crazy, a little ballistic, and I thought it was funny. They were saying Jordan Love's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL after that game. The Packers are going to be amazing with Jordan Love. And I just don't know if maybe they're expecting him to be terrible, and then he played decent, and so in their mind, it was amazing performance. But I mean, first off, it was the Bears. Their defense is terrible, so that doesn't help. And Jordan Love didn't even really play that well week 1. He had a few good throws, but mostly it was just him dumping it off to Aaron Jones, and Aaron Jones going for 50-yard touchdowns. Then week 2, the Packers lost narrowly to the Falcons as they blew a 12-point fourth quarter lead. Jordan Love had the ball 3 times in the fourth quarter and led his team to 2 punts and a turnover on downs. And then week 3, just yesterday, the Packers came back to beat the Saints after being down 17-0 to win by 1 point after a fourth quarter comeback. but I do have a few points about this game. The first thing I'll say is it was impressive. Jordan Love led his team on a field goal drive, then back-to-back 80-yard touchdown drives to take the lead. Good on him. And additionally, Jordan Love was without a few star players, so making his comeback look a bit better. But the negatives, Jordan Love did lead his team on 7 drives throughout the first 3 quarters and went scoreless on all of them. Additionally, Jameis Winston had to come into the game after a Derek Carr injury. Derek Carr was in for the first 5 drives, led his team to 10 points. Jameis Winston came in for the next 5 drives, led his team to 4 punts, then a field goal attempt, which the Saints missed the game-winning field goal. But Packers fans, if any Packers fans are watching, fuck you guys. I hate the joking. What I wanted to say is I'm not putting an asterisk on your win. I'm not an asshole at Mike Tirico. But I'm excited for this Green Bay offense matchup against the Detroit Lions defense. Jordan Love, still young, makes mistakes, but he's not terrible. And the Lions defense is coming in hot after destroying the Falcons. Brian Branch had himself a game. He's an absolute ball hawk, delivering huge hits, reading plays like nothing. Derek Barnes is playing amazing. And then Aiden Hutchinson is an absolute beast. The whole defensive line played amazing, racking up 7 sacks for the Lions. Honestly, I do think the Lions could kill the Packers, and I really hope that happens. Now, I'm not saying that's for sure going to happen. I'm not some egotistical maniac that's saying the Lions are for sure going to kill the Packers. It could be a close game. The Lions could sell. You never know what's going to happen. And I'm honestly nervous for this game. It's a huge game for the Lions, and I really hope they don't sell. And the Packers are a good team. They have a solid defense. They've shown they can make comebacks late in the game, and Jordan Love is playing pretty good. And it's at Lambeau Field, but I'm not too worried about it being at Lambeau Field. You know, the fans, they don't look too scary. And the last time we were there, we beat the Cheeseheads into the ground. I'm joking, of course, but it's a huge game. Both teams are 2-1. The Vikings are 0-3. The Bears are 0-3. This is for first place in the NFC North, and this game is probably going to mean a lot when it comes to late in the season when the final rankings are getting put into place. Here's something we can agree on, Packers fans. The Bears, there's no way they're competing for the NFC North. A lot of people thought they would. Justin Fields had a ton of MVP bets placed on them, which is hilarious. A bunch of delusional Bears fans talked their shit, thought the Bears would be good, and now they are in absolute hell and look even worse than last year. And for the Vikings, a lot of Vikings fans talked their shit and said they had a chance to win the division after winning, 11 one-score games last season. Now they're 0-3 in one-score games, and they are looking like they have it's going to be a tough comeback if the Vikings want to even make the playoffs. Kirk Cousins still looks good. I love Kirk Cousins, but their defense is not doing it, and their offense is just selling. If I was a Vikings fan, I don't even know how I would turn on the Week 4 game. 7 turnovers in the first 7 quarters of the NFL season, and had another turnover yesterday against the Chargers, and another one that was called back, luckily. Kevin O'Connell says they're either going to have to fix the turnover issue or put in different players. Anyway, that's it from me. The battle of the NFC North, Thursday night.